for the ride deck, I'm still running the one Lotti, the one Charis, the grade 2, and then finally Magnolia. Now I'll put the first version of this deck in a pinned comment down below. So anyway, that's the ride deck. Freaking Lotti, Charis, Lattice, and then Magnolia. Which Magnolia lets you counterblast 1, give something 5k after Magnolia attacks, and then let that selected unit attack from the back row. If you Persona Road, you can choose 3 units and give them the gift. So anyway, onto the main deck. And that's the rest of the Magnolias, and it's 3 more. Sylvan Horned Beast King Magnolia. Now, I don't run Wild Intelligence in this deck build, but it does recuperate a lot of soul, but I'll admit the deck does need a lot of countercharging options. I know Swell Assault's a thing, but you know, I have 3 more Sylvan Horned Beast King Magnolia for 4 more Magnolia altogether. And then the next grade 3 is, of course, 4 Sylvan Horned Beast Elrante. Now, Elrante's skill is when this unit attacks, if there are 2 or more units in front of this unit gets 5k until the end of the battle, and if there are 3 or more units, soul charge 1. Now, I usually, through my testing, I like to put this behind Magnolia, then that way there's a Vanguard unit, my Vanguard unit, then my opponent's Vanguard unit, and then maybe a booster behind my opponent's Vanguard to get the soul charge and 5k off. And usually this is my first Magnolia target, so I can definitely, you know, get the soul charge bonus and whatnot. Anyway, my next order is for the grade 2s, starting off 3 Ghost Chase. You basically get to choose something that's not being attacked and bounce it back to your hand, while the unit being attacked gets 5k. Really nice little defensive option, just wanted to double check the effect. Choose one of your units and it gets power plus 5k until the end of that battle. Choose one of your rear guards not being attacked and bounce it back to your hand, or return it to your hand. And it is a Blitz Order, so you can use this during your opponent's turn. So yeah, 3 Ghost Chase. And then of course, the 3 more Sylvan Horned Beast Lattice. Now, this is another unit that carried over from my first version of Magnolia. Really useful. You get to Soul Blast 1 from the back row when it gains the ability to attack from the back row. It gets 10k, so it'd be swinging for 25. And then with some other stuff, it can attack for more. So, yeah. 3 Sylvan Horned Beast Lattice. Really useful during Persona Ride plays. And then finally, another new addition is 4 Sylvan Horned Beast Giunosla. And you know, I don't have more than 2 of these on the board at a time, and I'll usually mainly use just one of them for discard fodder. So anyway, I can basically show you a little play I like to do with this unit. You know, you can basically swing with this, skill goes off, this gets 10k, swing with this. This skill gets off, give this 10k, swing with this, Soul Blast, and this is during if you Persona Road. You know, that'd be 20, 25, and then if you get an over trigger or any triggers, slap them onto your Giunoslas. So basically, he lets you move around power for a counterblast after he attacks, and he has to be in the back row. So that way you can shred your opponent's hand to smithereens over time. So there's that for Sylvan Horned Beast Giunosla. And then the next unit, carried over from my first version, I find it useful, and that's for Sylvan Horned Beast Agleo. Now, Agleo's skill's simple. You basically make it retire itself, and then you give 2 rear guards 5k. You can give your Giunoslas 5k, making one swing 15k, and then the other one 30k, and then swing it over to Lattice, being 15. So 30, 15 would be 45, plus Lattice's skill would be 55, and that's not including any triggers, or an over trigger, whatever. So yeah, I still find this unit really useful since I can remove it just by retiring it and getting a plus off of it, and then, you know, using it for later purposes. And then of course, we're running the DBT-01 Sentinels in the form of 4 Planar Prevent Dragon. It's a Sentinel, protects you from losing the game. Really useful, really comes in handy. It's the Sentinel from DBT-01 and not the trial deck. And I'm not going to go to any more further than that. And then the next grade 1 is the 3 more Sylvan Horned Beast Charis. Lets you superior call something off the top of the deck if it was rode upon by Sylvan Horned Beast Lattice. Yeah, when this unit would be rode upon by Sylvan Horned Beast Lattice, you may reveal the top card of your deck. If it's a grade 2 or less unit card, call it to rearguard circled. And if it isn't, put that unit into your soul. And then back row. During your battle that this unit attacked, this unit gets power plus 5k. A nice little poke. Lets you get more soul alongside Elrante. So yeah. 3 more Sylvan Horned Beast Charis. And then the next order is, of course, 2 Spiritual Body Condensation. It lets you resurrect something from the drop zone at the cost of a counterblast, and then give it 5k. So let's say if you discarded a Giunosla, you can call that out, have one in your hand, call that out during your Persona ride, and then big number shenanigans happens. And then onto the trigger lineup. It's the same one as before, with a little bit of a twinge or change. 4 Sylvan Horned Beast Lattice, the 4 heal. Heals are great. Lets you stay alive in the game longer. Jackalope. Really helps you deal out that damage in big numbers. Slightly big, but not too much. And then finally, the effect heal in the form of 4 Frenzied Darius. If your opponent's Vanguard is grade 3, this unit gets power plus 5k, making this a total of a 20k shield. Really useful. Really fun. If your opponent's Vanguard is grade 3 or greater, this unit gets power plus 5k. I find the new front's really useful in this deck for my interpretation of Magnolia. And then finally, to kind of finish it off, 3-draw. Lets you draw pieces to your hand if you damage check it. It's a nice discard target along with other things. And then finally, the Everything Bagel trigger in the form of Source Dragon Deity of Blessings plus Favor. You basically get every single trigger effect in one card. So, additional effect, draw a card, choose one of your units, and it gets critical +1 until the end of the turn. All of your front row units get power plus 10k. If your damage zone has more cards than your opponent's, choose a card from your damage zone and heal it. And I know there was an errata with this card. I just don't remember it off the top of my head. So, anyway, yeah, 1 Blessed Favor as the over trigger. So, I know I said I was going to go for Wild Intelligence and Daiminaru in this deck build, but I did a lot of proxy testing before I actually decided to pull the trigger on this deck list, but I just wanted to focus on more big, strong number plays that just shreds your opponent's hand whilst also focusing on persona writing. I'm not saying Wild Intelligence is a bad card. It's not. It just, in my build, it takes up a lot of counterblast. I mean, you got a counterblast for Magnolia, you got a counterblast for, you know, Giunosla, but I'm just thankful that I'm able to recuperate some soul for some later plays with Spiritual Body, Condensation, and then, you know, just Soul Blast for Lattice. If you just mind your resources right with this deck, you'll get some amazing results with it, and that's just my opinion. Anyway, that's been my video on my updated Sylvan Horned Beast King Magnolia, and I look forward to seeing what the new Grade 3 version of Magnolia will be from, you know, DPT-04, I think it was? Yeah, DPT-04. Anyway, I'm Kite562 signing out. As always, I hope you have a wonderful day, everybody. Leave a comment down below what you like about this deck. So, anyway, I love interacting with you guys. Okay, this is Kite562 signing out, and I hope you have a wonderful day, everybody. Later.